My name is Dylan Brown. I'm a second-year master's student working with Dr. Huddell in the Agroecology lab up on main campus. And I was pleasured to have the opportunity to speak with you this afternoon about some of my ongoing master's research here in collaboration with Dr. Van Gessel and what he has going on with his research. So we're all familiar with cover crops, and most of us here are probably widely using cover crops in our agronomic cropping systems for a whole host of variety of benefits, from soil erosion control, weed suppression, nutrient scavenging from our previous cash crops that we're trying to maintain our soil structure and those nutrients that our cash crop didn't previously take up. So where my research comes in is we're interested in looking at trying to quantify the nitrogen that is being uptaken by our cover crops in the field. So I've created an experiment, a field experiment here, looking at cover crop residues and trying to quantify the nitrogen as those cover crops are released, or as those cover crops decompose and that nitrogen is released and becomes plant available. So here out in the field, I've installed 8 microplots with labeled cereal rye. We used a labeled fertilizer that I grew the cereal rye in the growth chamber back on campus, and I did an infield residue swap with my labeled residues. And using this tracer fertilizer, we're able to track the nitrogen through the soil profile as it is released from the cover crop through the decomposition over the course of the growing season. So at the end of the growing season, I'll harvest the soybeans that are located in my microplots and the bulk soils, and we'll take those back to the lab and do some isotope analysis to see how much of the nitrogen is being either uptaken through the cash crop itself, and also how much is being stored in the soil organic matter for future use. In addition to the field portion, I'm doing a growth chamber incubation, and this study will kind of level up what I'm doing out in the field, and we'll be comparing 2 different soil types. So the sandy loam here in Georgetown, and also the silt loam up on the Newark campus. Comparing the soil types to see how the nitrogen moves through the profile amongst different soil types, and also comparing both cereal rye and a cereal rye legume mix. To again understand another level of cover crop incorporation that many producers are doing, and what the nitrogen release would look like in those different cover crops. I think that's all I have so far. In the coming months, I'll obviously have be getting results, and I'll be sharing those then. I'll be glad to take any questions now or later, but if not, yes sir.
Have you got any compiled data from the silt loams versus the sandy? And as far as your cover crop nitrogen residual nutrient release?
Not at the present moment. I'm currently running that growth chamber incubation.
Yeah.
And our hypothesis is that the silt loam will likely retain more of that nitrogen, either within the soil organic matter, also within the cash crop uptake, compared to your sandy or your shallow soils here that we have at Carville. Does that answer your question?
Yes, sir.
Any other questions?
What did you do to your cover crop? Just spray it and plant it, or did you work it in? Or?
So in the growth chamber, I did like a broadcast application of the tracer nitrogen fertilizer, and with that, Following that, we grew it to a roughly prior to anthesis, and just terminated, like simulated like a mowing event essentially, and then did a infield residue swap after planting.
No tillage.
So no tillage, and Dr. Van Gissel's plots here are no till. So yes, sir. And so they were just applied during the residue swap. They were just applied right on top of the soil surface, just like it would be in the no-till production system.